I've been using the Drmtlgy Physical Tinted Moisturizer SPF 44 Universal Tint for 2 weeks now, and this is my complete thoughts and reviews. I'm Melanoma Mom. Welcome to my channel. I was diagnosed with skin cancer in January of 2021, and I am on the hunt for the best mineral sunscreens to protect my skin from future skin cancer. And I have some thoughts about this new Drmtlgy Universal Tint Physical Moisturizer. Some are good, some are bad. Let's get into it. First, what all is in the sunscreen? It has 10% zinc oxide, 5.5% titanium dioxide, and it does have iron oxides in it. It has glycerin in it, which is a humectant. It's going to keep the moisture in. The first ingredient is water. It has vitamin E in it, and it is water resistant. It is a tinted moisturizer. It says it's a universal tint. We'll get into that later because it's not very universal. In my opinion. It is made in the USA, which I love. 2.1 ounces, which is a very decent size, although the packaging is bigger than the quantity of ounces that are inside of it. Let's get into all of the wear test of this video, and then I'll wrap up with my final thoughts. Would I recommend? Let's talk about my first impression. Let's talk about under makeup. Let's talk about it by itself, and let's talk about how it does at the beach. I wanted to show you my face in natural light. It is a little glowy, as you can see, and I did bring it all the way down my neck. So what do you think about the tint? Is it universal? I feel like on camera it doesn't look too bad. You can still see redness through my cheeks and in my T-zone because I don't have any makeup on top. I just have this sunscreen on. So I feel like my skin is showing through a little bit, which I like. But in person, my face and my neck are visibly slightly darker than my arms. So, but it does come off. So I didn't want to bring it too far down because, yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but it does come off when you touch it. See, I put it on about 45 minutes ago. So it should have dried down now. It still has a slightly tacky texture. I didn't put any powder on it, and honestly it's humid outside right now, but one of the things I like about it is that it is water resistant. Okay, so you can see the sunscreen, the color difference as compared to my foundation, which is the Misha Perfect Cover in number 13, and it's just a different color. Ugh. It's just too dark for my skin. I am not enjoying this under my Misha foundation. I never have a problem with my Misha foundation. It never looks cakey. I don't know if you can tell, but it definitely looks cakey and is settling in my fine lines. The foundation is, and it never does that. Like it never does that. So it has to be the sunscreen because I've got 2 layers of this sunscreen underneath the foundation. So, and I put powder on the foundation like I always do. Yeah, it looks really cakey here. Right down here. On here, I mean, just under my nose here, in between my eyebrows, my forehead, even my cheeks a little bit look very textured, and that never happens with this foundation. I've had this foundation on for a couple hours now because we went and ran errands, but it never looks like this afterwards. So I don't know that I would recommend this, at least not under the Misha foundation. I like this by itself so far. We are headed to the beach. I'm gonna test out the Drmtlgy Physical Sunscreen. Here we go. All right, we're testing out the Drmtlgy Physical Sunscreen today. I know I'm pretty much covered up, but it's on my face. We're gonna be here a while at the beach. All right, next one, next video clip, you'll see my final thoughts. The downfalls of the Drmtlgy Physical Sunscreen is, I don't know if you can see all of the, there we go. of it coming off, so I'm just wiping the sweat. I'm just dabbing the sweat off my face, and it's just coming off on the Kleenex. So I don't like that about it. I'm actually going to reapply sunscreen. We just finished up at the beach, so I'm gonna reapply some sunscreen, and then we'll do final thoughts. Love the packaging. Very high quality. I love that it's 10% zinc oxide, 5.5 titanium dioxide. I love that it had the iron oxides in it. I love that it is moisturizing. I love that it is a thin formula. It's not thick on my face. And I love how it looks by itself. Now, mind you, I have to, as I said before, I have to bring it down my neck because I am so pale. I love that it is a little bit glowy. It makes my skin just look healthy, I think. It's not greasy looking, it's just a healthy looking glow, but I do typically prefer a matte sunscreen because I live in such a humid climate. South Carolina right now, humidity is insane, which is why this video gets a little blurry at times. Here are the things that I don't like about it, okay? Hang on with me here. These are things that you may like about it, but for me it doesn't work. First, it's the tint. It's a very yellow tint, and my skin has pink undertones. So when I put it on, I do have to blend it down my neck, but then it doesn't match my arms. I don't use self-tanner. If I use self-tanner, on the rest of my body, like on my chest, on my arms, on my legs, I think I would like this more because it would blend in more. If I had a tan, this would probably work better for me. But you know I've had melanoma skin cancer, no more natural sun tanning for me. Don't want any of those nasty UV rays, which is why I like this, because it blocks a lot of the UV rays. It builds up great. When you have to reapply after 2 hours, which you should reapply this after 2 hours, it goes on great on top of itself. Now, because it has pigment in it, the pigment does get darker, and it does, on second, third applications, it does gather in my hairline. It doesn't look so great. How does it sit under makeup? You saw the video. I don't like it under my Misha foundation. I would like to try it under some other foundations. I have a L'Oreal one, and I have a high coverage foundation to see how it fits under there. But what I've been doing to get around that is I will apply, this will be my first layer in the morning. And then when I'm ready to go out anywhere, I will apply my clear Drmtlgy, I'll leave it linked below, on top of it, and then I'll put my foundation on. And that seems to be a magic combination for me. I'll leave that combination down below. For some reason, that Drmtlgy that I use works great as a primer under my foundation. It doesn't mess with my foundation. So that is one of the few things I've been doing. It's what I'll do today. We're headed to church later today, so I will put my Drmtlgy on top and then add my Misha foundation on top of that. The price of this is very expensive. I will pop it up on screen because I can't remember. It's around $40, isn't it? 38, 40, 41, somewhere in there. And for that price, I'd rather just use my Australian Gold. My Australian Gold tinted sunscreen is a little thicker, but it gives me that matte that I like. It looks good on its own. It plays well underneath my Misha foundation. I don't have any problems with it under my foundation. The only thing is that I still do have the tint is still too dark for me in the fairer shade of the Australian Gold. So I still have the same problem with the tint that I have with this one. But I will definitely use this up until it is gone. Let me know, are there any other sunscreens you want me to review?